Hi, I'm David from the Practical Guitarist Podcast, and today I'm here to compare the Katana 100 head and the Mesa Mark V 25. The purpose of this comparison is to show how great the Katana actually is for the measly $350 it costs. The Mark V 25 is one of the best working man's amps around today. It gives you great cleans, wonderful crunch, standard high gain tones. It's small, it's light, and it's priced for most professional musicians at $1,400. The Katana, by comparison, should be able to do similar things, but it is a digital solid-state amp, and it's priced low enough for bedroom players. One of the cool features about the Katana is it has a 5-inch speaker in it that allows you to do bedroom practice. That's what the Mesa offers, but again, that's more of a professional tool for a professional job. They're not considering that kind of stuff. So what I did is I took my Helix, and I set it up so that both amps were in the loop, and I could route separately and all that. And then I put a loop block out front so that I can actually record a loop, and then I can play it back through both amps and switch them on and off as needed. So that's what we did. The first clips were recorded with an SM57, close mic'd, slightly off axis. And I actually did the first test with the internal speaker for the Katana just to show what the internal speaker is capable of. I haven't seen a lot of clips online showing what it's capable of. Was really impressed myself. But so here it is. So, that was the first set of clips. You'll notice the Katana sounds a little bit nasal. Again, we're going through the internal speaker here, so that's to be expected. The amps really do perform very, very similarly in terms of touch feel and gain sensitivity and all that. Actually, I would be very comfortable playing the Katana 100 as a bedroom practice amp and then taking the Mark V 25 out to a gig. So, with that being said, the next set of clips are going to be with the Mark V 25 and the Katana, starting with the Katana, run through an impulse response. The impulse responses I'm using for this test are the Celestion Dark V30 4x12 impulse. I believe it's an SM57. It sounds like an SM57 to my ears. I used it for the same impulse response for both amps so that we could get an accurate sound of what they both sound like through an impulse response. And then there's actually going to be a third clip. So it's going to go Katana, Mesa, and then another Katana clip. And the last Katana clip is going to have a little bit more post-processing done to it so that you can get a sense of how close it can actually get to the Mark V sound through an impulse response. So here we are. We're reaching the end of our study of the Katana and the Mark V, and what I want to show now is the whole hog clips, right? So I'm gonna take the Katana 100 and I'm gonna run it through the Mesa cab, and I'm gonna take the Mesa and run it through the Mesa cab, and I'm not gonna move the microphone or anything in between the clips. I'm just gonna leave them the way they are, and we're gonna get a mic sound with a SM57, and that'll be that. So, obviously, there are some differences between the amps. I would say the Katana leans more towards the plexi side of the spectrum. It's got a little bit of upper mid and upper treble presence thing that the plexis get. A little bit splatty up there. They're obviously not designed to sound the same, but the point is that you can get very usable tones out of both of these amps, and the price difference between them is staggering. We're getting to the point where digital is finally starting to catch up with analog stuff. That being said, like, I would be totally comfortable walking into a gig with the Katana 100. Or actually, I had the 100 combo, and it was great too. I would be totally content to walk into, like I said, walk into a club with a Katana 100, stick it on top of whatever cabinet they've got, or just run it direct. Maybe even do the Helix with an impulse response, and be totally happy with the sounds I was getting. I would say overall, the Mesa obviously does sound better, but the feel of both amps is very, very similar, strikingly similar, to the point where I've always been a feel guy, and it was always the reason I bought tube amps was because they felt right. And now I'm getting to the point where it's like, well, maybe they're going to start to be more digital and slash solid state offerings that produce the same results. So that being said, I've tried pretty much every digital amp that's out there right now. The Katana is, in my opinion, the best. I think the Vox is pretty cool. The current one with the tube, I like I actually like the Marshall Code. I like the feel of it. I didn't like the sound of it. I figured you could tweak it and make it sound right, but I don't own one, so I can't really comment on that. The Mustang did nothing for me. The GT series did nothing for me. I got to try the Yamaha THR. That was pretty cool. Again, none of those amps hold a candle to a Katana. And remember this, when you buy a $300 Marshall Code, I don't know whether you're going to be able to gig with that thing. But a 100-watt Katana for $350, you can gig with it. And you can see there's guys out there on YouTube, Johann Siegborn and others, who are, showing what you can do with these things. I guess the point is that we shouldn't be so focused on what the professional level gear is, so much as what can we get by with, and maybe start becoming a little bit more practical. Yeah, I know, I'm plugging my podcast. the main thing here is that we want to show you, I want to show you what these amps are capable of. And I think I've done a pretty good job here. If you guys have questions, you can ask them in the comments. Somewhere around here, there's going to be a reminder to press our like button. And if it doesn't show up around here, then press our like button anyway. And then you can also subscribe if you're interested. We're covering a lot of stuff, and we're looking to go forward with a lot more video content. So if you like what we did here, maybe you'll like what we do in the future. Anyway, so I've been David from The Practical Guitarist, and thanks for tuning in.